Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Time check is 0600 GMT, Monday, the first day of the 11th month in the year 2021. Hello there, good morning and welcome. This is AM News on Adoatv Television. For the next 30 minutes, we'll be running you through the top stories that made headlines over the weekend. Please stay with me. Hello again, the news is live on Facebook at Adoatv Television Ghana. There you may want to join us with your thoughts and comments. Let's settle for our stories now. The Ghana Law Entrance Examination candidates who were failed by the Ghana School of Law have sued the school over deeming them to be failed candidates of the examination. The hearing of the class action was on Friday, October 29, 2021. However, the case has been adjourned to November 9, 2021. The call out by the aggrieved candidates started on 18th October 2021, where they led a presser at the Ghana International Press Center. However, on 20th October 2021, they protested, where they presented their petition to Parliament and to the Jubilee House. Addressing the press, the leadership of the group, Daniel Saki, emphasized that the 499 candidates must be admitted.
Will surely be served. We thank you all for coming. Thank you very much.
499 will be admitted.
And hopefully we know that if the laws of Ghana work, the 499 must be admitted.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Daniel Saki is the group leader speaking on behalf of the 499 candidates. Let's still stay on that particular developing story because Parliament has directed the Ghana School of Law and the Ghana Legal Council to admit all students who passed 50% during their entrance examination by the law school. This comes on the back of recent agitations of the 499 law students who took the 2021 entrance examination and were denied access to the Ghana School of Law, although they had 50% pass mark. Upon driver's opinions delivered by the honorable members of Parliament, the House came to a conclusion that these 499 students must be admitted into the Ghana School of Law as soon as possible.
If we've increased access to LLB studies and want to limit access to the professional law school, then what are we doing to ourselves? So, Mr. Speaker, I hold the view that the Ghana Law School must rise up in ensuring transparency and certainty in the way they conduct business. Students are frustrated. Students are traumatized. This is not a matter of closing in. If you say 50% is the pass mark, so be it.
These frustrated students had earlier petitioned Parliament on October 20, 2021 to come to their aid during a demonstration that was held. Aside the Deputy Majority Leader, other members also lamented over this worrying phenomenon, which they noted can become a dent on Ghana's democracy.
Mr. Speaker, it is said in Akan that if you give a child a load, telling him or her that, oh, when we get to the clerk at table's place, I'll offload, I'll relieve you. And then you get there and say, oh, let's just add a short distance. The child becomes frustrated. You have set your benchmark saying that pass mark is 50. People score more than 50. Now you are bringing other technicalities to justify why, even though you have gotten 58, you can still not go. Meaning, someone could have gotten 51, but because based on this explanation, he will be going and you have 60, and because of that explanation, you cannot go through. This is a very unfair system. And the least this House could do, in my view, is to interrogate this matter.
Unfortunately, we have heard stories that you needed to belong to a family that had lawyers to be able to be admitted into a law school. That if your father, your grandfather, you didn't have a lawyer in your family, you could not be given the opportunity to be trained a lawyer. This is nothing but academic tyranny. That is what we are experiencing. This is a form of terrorizing young people whose desire is to be trained as lawyers. No wonder we don't have enough qualified lecturers to teach law at the graduate schools in Ghana. And I think the time has come for the General Legal Council to sit up and be progressive regarding law education in the country.
However, the minorities chief Whip Ahmed Ibrahim called upon the House to issue a directive for the Ghana School of Law and the Ghana Legal Council to admit these 499 students. In view of the directive given by the chief whip, the deputy majority leader moved a motion of revolution, which was seconded by Dr. Clement Apak.
I want this House to resolve or to pass a resolution that the General Legal Council must respect its own rule. That was said, and that is the 50% pass mark. And all the 490-something students who cross the 50% pass mark must be admitted into the law school.
Mr. Speaker, so for the records, whereas the Ghana Law School sets a pass mark of 50% and advertise same proud to the writing of the 2021-2022 professional law entrance exam, and whereas candidates relied on same for the purpose of writing the said exam, Ghana Law School, and for that matter the General Legal Council, cannot vary its own previously advertised minimum pass mark at the detriment of those who met the minimum pass mark. Mr. Speaker, I therefore move that this House resolve to direct Ghana Law School, and for that matter the General Legal Council, to offer admission forthwith to all those who obtained the minimum pass mark in this 2021-2022 academic year, to enable them pursue their professional law program. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
The House thus agreed, and the first Deputy Speaker, who was presiding at the time, pronounced the directive, saying,
Of the debate, the question is all in favor of the motion, say aye. All against the motion, say no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The Ghana General Legal Council is hereby directed to proceed and admit all the students who pass in accordance with the advertised rules of the examination. I hereby direct that the Attorney General shall ensure that this resolution is carried through.
Subsequently, honorable members expressed their utmost gratitude to the first Deputy Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, having been groomed in this house from acting ranking to the Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the nation has enjoyed your experience and benefited from it. Mr. Speaker, we are grateful and may you live long.
Mr. Speaker, without being superfluous, Mr. Speaker, I can only say posterity will remember you. Mr. Speaker, history will bless you.
Thank you. Let's
Mr. Speaker,
proceed.
Mr. Speaker must listen to me.
Let's proceed.
Mr. Speaker, history will bless you.
Let's proceed.
The laws of this country will remember you. Mr. Speaker, live long.
Away from Parliament, let's go to the northern region because hundreds of unemployed youth in that part of the country went through the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium to seek for jobs through the Youth Employment Agency Career and Entrepreneurship Fair. Nuruddin Ibrahim has the rest of the story.
The Youth Employment Agency, YEA, Career and Entrepreneurship Fair, which is held in various parts of the country to possibly rope in resourceful and potential youth into various job sectors, has been held in Tamale. Hundreds, if not thousands, of unemployed youth showed up for this year's fair, which was held at the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium in Tamale. The Northern Regional Director of the Youth Employment Agency, Haruna Mohammed, speaking to journalists, said about 427 job vacancies have been made available by over 60 companies across the country.
For the social profit that the Youth Employment Agency wants to enjoy by also helping that the young gentleman that is leading this agency in the person of lawyer Justin Kodua has indicated that this job center must be able to contribute its quota, and we have been able to do something. Today here in Tamale, we had about 427 vacancies that are declared by over 60 companies that are here to showcase and also to do on-the-spot interview of prospective job seekers. And we also have another facility we call the Entrepreneurship Teaching and Startup, where young people and Ghanaian citizens are given the opportunity to put their business ideas on paper and meet face-to-face to industry experts who will evaluate these business plans and also assess it to know whether it is bankable. And if it is so, then we provide them with startup capital, or we provide them with funds to be able to expand those particular opportunities. We are doing this not because we just want to give money. I have continuously say that the private sector is the engine of growth. Engine takes oil, and this is one of the oils that we want to put through the engine. And politicians will tell you that they have created the enabling environment. Where is that environment? This is one of the environments that we have helped also to put across, so that governments upon government will be able to strive on this to provide job opportunities to the Ghanaian citizens, specifically to the youth, because the Youth Employment Agency's mandate spans across to the youth of Ghana.
The National Director of Research and Planning at the Youth Employment Agency, Mr. Ejaya Onsia, added that
you all recall, in 2019, the Youth Employment Agency, under the leadership of our Chief Executive Officer, Lawyer Justin Kodua, launched what we call the YEA Job Center. Essentially, the Job Center was to be a platform that connects employers to job seekers. It's a virtual platform that provides this service to our young persons looking for jobs and employers also looking for young people to work with. So it was launched in 2019 by His Excellency the Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia, under the program implementation plan, we were supposed to spend periods creating awareness on the project. I'm sure you will all agree that there are quite a lot of job seekers in the country. What there isn't is the jobs. So, as a youth employment agency, as part of our plans to become a facilitator of jobs, there was a need for us to crisscross the country and engage with the private sector and employers as well. But I'm sure you're all very much aware that after the launch in 2019, COVID-19 struck the country. And so, in terms of our general operational plans to scale up our activities, we're not able to do that. And you realize that also quite a lot of businesses also folded up as a result of COVID-19. Thankfully, we are in 2021, a vaccine has been found for COVID, and businesses are opening up again. So we thought it wise that it would be a good time for us to crisscross the country, create awareness on the projects that we've been working on and we have fully launched, engage job seekers as well. So what we are doing here essentially is a job, career, and entrepreneurship fair. So in one part, we brought a lot of businesses in Tamale together to engage with our job seekers. The other leg is that in our research and in our discussions with entrepreneurs and even businesses, we realized that there was a need for us to provide employment services for young persons looking for jobs. Some of these employment services are how young persons can put together their CVs, how they can prepare for interviews, and generally even how they can job hunt.
Some of the companies at the fair this year includes Savannah Diamond Cement, Flash Delivery, Buffalo Bar, among many others.
If you just join us, you're watching AM News on Adwa Television with me, Nanyema Collins, and let's do the latest in the world of business. We are too focused on indirect taxes, the reason being that it is easy to collect. These are the words of tax analyst Francis Timoboy when I spoke to him. If Ghana's taxing system is fair, the tax analyst faster lamented that indirect taxes affect the poor the most. People complain about Ghana's taxing system being unfair. Per where you sit, do you think our taxing system is fair and why?
I think we are too much focused on indirect tax. There's a reason for that. The reason is that it's easy to collect. You see, if you are a government and you impose indirect tax, businesses, you use businesses to collect it. So the VAT, the get fund and all those things. So technically the administration is very easy to do. More also, you have a lot of people consuming. You can't stay and say you won't buy anything. So for example, the 20 pesos levy that was imposed on petroleum products in the last budget, almost everybody is affected. Because if you don't buy petrol, you join Trotro.
And Trotro pays it.
Yes, so you don't have an option. So you have a larger consumption base. So even if it is very small, because the people are many, you end up raising enough revenue. You understand? So that is why people may think that yes, it's a nuisance, but it is easy to collect. And the second reason why we may be more focused on indirect taxes if we are not doing too well with the direct taxes. So, for example, you may not have enough companies in the country. You may not, administratively, you can't even locate the people and tax them. You can't determine how much each person makes as income. So, under that circumstance, you realize that they may not be too much focused on the direct taxes, but they will more be inclined to the indirect taxes. So that is the reason why they do. Now the bad aspect is that indirect tax affects the poor the most. So if we are all going to buy, let's say, a ton of milk, indirect tax of, let's say, 12.5% VAT, assuming is slapped on it. If the tin of milk costs 1 cedi, then I'm going to pay a tax of 12.5% VAT. The rich man will buy the same tin of milk and he'll pay the same thing. And I mean, society will expect that income or taxes should be more progressive. The more you earn, the more you should pay.
Most Ghanaians complain that government often impose taxes on its citizenry. But according to tax analyst Francis Timoboy, every country depend on taxes to develop, and the tax policies are what is used to determine how much taxes to be collected from its citizenry.
Indirect tax are regressive, and you have to try as much as possible to reduce any form of indirect tax. I think that's the main reason why some people think it's nuisance, especially if it doesn't bring in enough revenue. You may be pursuing a tax policy, but it may not bring the necessary revenue, yet people are expected to pay. So it becomes more like a nuisance.
So tax policies are not nuisance.
No, not every tax policy is a nuisance tax. Like I mentioned, you need taxes to operate as a country, unless you have some natural resource somewhere, some gold, oil, and therefore the revenue from the gold and other stuff are enough to run the country. But if you are in a country like Ghana, you can't say you wouldn't need tax revenue. No, you need tax revenue. So the policies are what we use to determine how much tax we should collect from the citizens in order for the country to run.
Okay.
So tax policies may not necessarily be nuisance. Depends on what we decide to impose as tax. Then people will say this is a nuisance tax.
Ghana Football Association has
Speaking to me in that report is Francis Timoboy, tax analyst, and that will be for the business segment on the morning news this morning. For more business news, log on to www.adwanewsonline/business to read more. Let's do the latest in the world of sports. The Ghana Football Association has presented a Woodin and other products to the Ghana Women's Premier League clubs ahead of the 2021-2022 season. The presentation was done at the Ghanaman Center of Excellence at Pram over the week.
Ghana Football Association has secured sponsorship packages for this season Women's Premier League. 20 teams will compete in this year's Women's Premier League, with the winner getting 50,000 Ghana cedis and 40 gold medals, while the runner-up receives 30,000 Ghana cedis and 40 silver medals. Each of the 20 participating teams have also received mini goalposts, shin guards, cones, markers, ball bags, football pumps, training bibs, and football bags and Kipstar footballs from Decathlon. The GFA also presented Woodin tracksuit and polo shirts to the clubs. The tracksuit and polo shirts will be worn by technical team members on match days. This move is part of the Federation plans to alleviate some of the hardships on club owners and to create an enabling environment for the clubs to survive in these enormous economic challenges. The Ghana Women's Premier League is set to kick off in December 2021, and for the first time in history, 20 clubs will compete in the league. Hazakes ladies are the reigning champions of the competition.
Congratulations and many gratitude to the Ghana Football Association for their kind gesture. Let's still stay in the world of sports because professional golfers have a chance to win 100,000 Ghana cedis in prize money when they compete in the Accra Open later this month. The tournament begins on Wednesday, November 17, 2021 and runs for 5 days until Sunday, November 21, 2021.
Professional golfers in the country will compete for 100,000 Ghana cedis in this year's Accra Open Golf Championship. The golfers were encouraged at the launch to register for the event, which is also open to golfers from outside the country. Registration for the event is set to end on the 10th of November. This is the 85th year since the competition's creation, and although it's meant to be an annual one, lack of sponsorship and breaks enforced by unforeseen events such as the coronavirus pandemic led to some longer than intended gaps in between events. Unlike previous years, there will be a live scoreboard to ensure that the scores can be monitored in real time for both professionals and amateurs. Caddies will also not be allowed to move without their playing partners, with offenders disqualified. Rini Kwame Gamili, the chairman of the organizing committee at the launch, said that they need to rejuvenate this event by organizing something spectacular. He also announced the 100,000 Ghana cedis prize money for this year's event, adding that the amount could go up once more sponsors come on board. This year's Accra Open is sponsored by Mattel, Labadi Beach Hotel, Jaguar, Land Rover, Obsidian Akana, and Total Ghana. A representative from Club 19 said that they came up with the idea of Club 19 given the prominence of the Achimota Golf Club and the Accra Open. It would be great to tie in an experience to sell golf out there. He described Club 19 as a fun after-party experience that people enjoy while the Accra Open is ongoing. The representative from Cognac company Mattel expressed his excitement for the Accra Open and promised the participants some great deals and discounts.
This is how we wrap up on today's edition on AM News on Adoatv Television. My name is Nanya Macaulay. We'll bring you updates of these stories in our subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, you can visit our website www.adwanewsonline.com for more news. From me and the rest of the team, you see us again very soon. Please do stay with us on AM Ghana Show as we deliberate on real issues bothering Ghana. Good morning.